Hi all. Sorry, we're back at it. We're gonna work on the antenna now. Woohoo! So let's zoom in. Right here, all right here. Zoom in, command, spacebar command. Zoom in right there to the antenna. Notice I don't have any tools showing. Tab, right? Hit tab. When you get into the pen tool, I'm going to be doing this over and over again with all of you and telling you the keys I press as I go. So I'm hoping you will slowly pick it up and you're gonna be like, right? Never go here. Please, you don't need to use any of these, okay? So also never go here and never go here because we know that we can hit command in order to get there, right? Anyway, digress. Let's go here. What I'd like to do, just like what we did before, I want us to overlap, okay? This needs to be one piece. It needs to look something like this, right? It needs to be a shape like that. As mentioned, I'm not gonna do this. That's ridiculous. Trying to get these curves and then around, like, no, right? That's nutty. This is a nice little trick. If you're working with an area like this that you need to make it equidistant, your stroke is your best friend, okay? Try this with me. I'm gonna go in, click and lay down a node right about there, inside of this main object. Right about here, all, see this? Straight line for now. Whoop, okay? I want you to click and don't let go. Yeah, bend, whoop, drag out, good. Now, this is a challenge because you'll notice no matter how I pull this and bend it, I can't seem to get it exactly where I want it to be with this one pulley. And this is where it's helpful to do that secondary pulley on it, right? So that being said, we can do that at any time, okay? Sorry, let me take a step back there. Interesting. Maybe we'll start with a pulley. That'd be a good idea, okay? Or actually, shit, let's try this. Do that again. Maybe we'll add a node. That'd be even better. And we can practice adding a node, yeah? So here we go. You can click, click. Look at that, one straight line. Hit command for a second, yeah? So command is our black arrow. You ready? Watch this, all. This is kind of a neat way to do a line. If you hit option, we know option will bring up this V key, right? Or the convert to. Check this out. If you go here with your option held down, it's going to give you an arrow with two bendies. Click. Hey. Hey. Right? Check it out. So now what I've done there all is I've converted this single straight line option, click drag out into an instant curve. Neat, eh? So that's kind of a cool way that we can go about doing a line like this. Of course, typically I would just go click, draw, and draw. But with this being done like so, I now, first of all, have two pulleys now, don't I? That I can then go option, click, and drag. Nice. So now I have two pulleys at my disposal. If you want to try that one more time, do this with me. Start here to the inside, go here and click right about there. One straight line. Yeah? Option, click bend. Nice. Place it and get one of the sides on, right? Maybe we'll do this side this time. Get it so it's nice there. Option still held down. Click, drag, and then we massage. All right. Now the trick to this, make sure that you are overlapping. Let's try this. You ready? Hit the ellipse to his L. Woo, we got into an ellipse. Check that out. So the L key, or go in here to the ellipse. Okay. Ready? Circle. Bang. Done. Okay. I want you to just draw a circle like so. Okay. You can hold shift down as you drag it out if you'd like. Okay. For this, I'm not. It may be, yeah, it doesn't matter. Just draw. We got a circle. We've done shapes. We got shapes. All right. As mentioned, just make sure you are overlapping with that stroke right here. Really important. Now, you're ready? We worked on strokes last week. Let's see if we can't get this to work here. I will do this in preview mode because the stroke in essence will become our object, which is really neat. Right now, you'll notice I have zero fill and black stroke. So do a command for me for a second, marquee select or just select. You have to be kind of, use some finesse here. You got to select. Good. okay? If you happen to have a white fill on it, mind you, it will select anywhere because there is a fill that's running through here, interestingly, right? Anyway, regardless, let's just get it selected, marquee select, however you want to select this line. That's all I need you to do. If you ever want to move something just to kind of make sure that you selected it, click and drag it, and then Command Z, get it back, right? That's the beauty about Command Z. You're never committed. Anyone who doesn't like commitment, beauty. Command Z's your best friend, right? Sorry. Anyway, go here. Stroke. And stroke. And stroke. Right? We have multiple areas we can grab that stroke from. At the top, to the properties bar, and we created it down here within our thing. I like using this one just because it gives me more options, as we looked at last week with the dashed line. And if I were to click that as a dashed line, right, there you go. We got a dashed line in our stroke. Don't want a dashed line. What I'd like you to do is just click here and hit the up arrow. Cool. Now by clicking and hitting the up arrow, it will just kind of click it 1 point, 2 point, 3 points, right? You can manually do it by dragging or clicking on there. I just like to use the up arrow. I don't know why. I like to see it kind of good. Good. That looks pretty good, right? So we've now got a black stroke. Nice. Now, you ready? This is the magic. This is the trick. How do we create this black stroke so it is, in fact, an object? I'm going to make sure that you, first off, make sure you don't have a fill on here. This can trip you up a little bit if you have a white fill because you might not be able to see it, right? So make sure you're going into your color. Maybe I'll drag my color out here for a sec. I'll just hide all of this stuff here for a sec. So make sure your color is open. You can check it out down here. You can check it out in properties. You can check it out in swatches. Just make sure there's no fill. That's all I wanted to say, like that. Notice how the image in behind kind of disappeared, or there it is. It's telling me I have no, okay, we got that. Now, you're ready? Here's the magic. Option or object. Do this with me, please. You have a few ways you can do this. Expand is one way. Expand, if you click on, it will say you're going to expand the fill in the stroke. Notice that there's no fill on it, so it's not going to expand anything, okay? That's one way to do this. The way I've always done it is with path. Object, path. I really wish there was a short key for this. I do it all the time. And I don't know why Illustrator hasn't. You got short keys for everything else. Outline stroke. How cool is that? So now what we're doing is we're going to create an equidistant rectangle with a bend. Perfect. Command Y, and you'll notice you now have that bended rectangle. Beautifully distanced and looks really nice. Okay, good. Now, what I'd like everyone to do here is Command, black arrow, marquee select on the antenna and the circle. Command, click, good. Command, option is our duplicate function, right? So Command, option, click and drag. Nice. And what I want you all to do is I'm just going to Command Z just to back up to show you. Command, option, click and drag. There we go. We got it. Okay. Now what I want you to do is notice I even unclicked. I have all my buttons unchecked right now. And then what you can do is go into Command again. Notice how your bounding box will show up as you hit Command. Good. Now move this into place. We know it's duplicated. I always stress never do more work than necessary. That's pretty good. I love how these antenna, this one antenna, he's kind of got a 3/4 view, or like not quite a 3/4 view, but notice how this circle is a little bit down. I know you're like, seriously, bro? But yeah, it's adding a dimension. It's adding like this little dude is coming at us a little bit. And by changing this circle ever so slightly, really does change up the entire essence of how these antenna. This one's kind of slightly coming out at you, whereas this one's far over to the left. Isn't that neat? You're like, yeah, okay. So that being said, one thing that may trip us up by accident, check out here. If we didn't extend our stroke out far enough when we expanded it, this can get us, and what you may end up with is something like that by accident. And this is not cool, is it? Right? So that being said, you may need to go back and check that out. And you're ready? Let's do it. Command Z, Command Z. And if you're like, dude, I'm so not doing that again. Okay, but it's good practice. Command Z, Command Z. I'm going to get all the way back to this state. Hit the P key. Okay, I'm going to click, and I'm just going to add the ever so slightest line like so. Command click. Now, the reason I'm doing that is this way, when this creates that rectangle, I know it's going to be good if I move this circle around, and hopefully that makes sense. And I'm going to go object path, outline stroke one more time. If you're like, dude, I'm already there, that's cool. Okay. I might hit the V key to get me to the black arrow. The reason I use the V key in this instance is because I have my pen on, right? And if I hit the command, the white arrow will still work here now because it's overall selected everything. But it can be a little bit tedious because that can get you. Anyway, it's all good. Command Y, and we're back at it. Same thing here. Make sure you're overlapping here. That can get you as well. Okay. If you find, in this case, I'm not going to go back and redraw the line. I'm going to show you a little tip that we can do. Hit the P key, okay? And do this regardless, even if you are overlapped, okay? It's good practice. Command, white arrow, yes? Hover over top of this line segment. Now, if you have Command U turned on, notice that Smart Guides may be handy in this case because it does allow you to kind of see that you're selecting on things, right? Select path, select node. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to do Command, hover over top of this little line here, click, and I want you to just drag it down ever so slightly. See that? So what I'm doing is, notice I'm not really adjusting the bend all that much, but I'm giving myself a little bit more room there. Make sense? So I'm just kind of showing you that you can, of course, grab a stroke end at any time, right? And move that around by just command click. You can do it with a node, as mentioned, and you can do it with a line segment and move it. Amazing. We're almost there. I'm going to hit the V key again because that'll take me into the black arrow instead of the white arrow. Because the white arrow is nice, but not so much when we're in preview like this or outline. That's better. Okay. So I know it's a slight touch, but it makes a big difference, I feel. Now let's go in. We're almost there. We've got like almost. Go here. You can hit the what is it? M key, or you can go here and click rectangle. Let's draw a rectangle and do the same thing. Let's split the difference here. See that? And let go. Nice. So I just need a simple rectangle like so. All right. Now the fun part. We've got these circles that need to be done in here. And we also have a knockout, don't we? With these holes. And this is where the challenge comes in. And this is where Pathfinders can be really handy as well. That being said, if we command Y, command Y, command Y, let's have a look. Let's see some action here. I'm feeling like I'm not getting anything done. So do this with me. Command A. You can select all. Okay. That should, again, grab everything within that layer. And you'll notice it's selected because it's a red dot up here in our layers, right? If you drill down on your layer, it will show you all of those shapes. Ellipse, ellipse, path, 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 ellipse, ellipse, path, 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 right? Cool. Now, what we're going to do is I want you to go to Pathfinder, okay? And you might need to open it up. I had mine closed, or I might go to Workspace, Reset CAD Class. And then I know that my Pathfinder is right here. The first one is probably the most used one that you're gonna, well, this one minus front and minus back I use all the time. Again, typically use Shape Builder tool now because I find it's a lot nicer to use, especially when we're starting out. But that being said, what we can do here is if you click, everyone, right on that Unite tool, what you're going to find, check it out, right here. So Window Pathfinder, open that up, okay? Click right here to the very first one. It's called Unite. Check it out. What we have done in essence here, I'm going to hide my layer, my background template. You now have created a beautiful slug, haven't you? So you've combined all of these shapes. And you're like, Mitch, why? What's the big deal? Why do you get us to do this? Like, why can't I just leave them in individual shapes? One reason that we do this all is for vinyl. If you're cutting out a sticker, and you're going to do this next semester when you're doing Angry Birds, and you're going to have to do an Angry Bird sticker. If you need to cut out the sticker, you need to have an overall stroke that matches your sticker so it can cut along the line. Number 1 rule, that's why we do this. Number 2 rule is it cleans it up, right? It makes it so it's a beautiful single object. There's less chance of, like, why have 1,000 objects when you can literally reduce the actual size of your, right? If you have all these lines, like, first of all, it's just a mess. It just drives me crazy. We want to clean that up and we want to just unite it, okay? Sound good? So that was our first little unite tool using our Pathfinder to start with. Now, we're not quite there. I'm going to do a command Y. We're going to use unite again in a second. Let's go and draw a circle, yeah? So that was the circle ellipse, L. Do this with me, draw a circle right there. Just click and drag, yeah? Command, black arrow. Move the circle kind of into place. Remember, I am in outline mode, so you need to kind of select it right on the outline. Or you can grab it from center, will allow you to work as well. Click, and now I'm gonna, this isn't a perfect circle, so holding shift won't work. I need you to just kind of bend it, right? We can bend it, as we know, with the corners. So I'm just gonna put that in place, something like so. That's nice. Okay, are we ready? Now, I know that this blue slug actually ends right here with this white dot, okay? It is in fact a solid blue slug with a little blue 8 on top of it. All right, so what I'd like everyone to do now, you ready? We did this in our shape building. If you want to give it a try, if you're like, or you can just do this and draw a circle. Yes, and maybe that's as easy, just drawing a circle. Check this out. Actually, you know what? Let's do it this way. Draw a circle. Got a circle there? Command and select on those 2 objects like I just did there. And let's use center. Oh, check it out. See what's happening here? And center. Now, what's going on? I'm using my alignment function, so I can open up my align here tool for a sec. What's going on is it's aligning to the center of the artboard, isn't it? Not the objects that I'm selecting. This is where we need to be very aware that I need to have align selection. I'm going to show you a neat thing here. Align to key object. Remember I talked to you about that and how that's the 3rd option of this? The align to key object is great. With it selected, what you can do is just hover over top of this circle and click. Oh shit, sorry. Click, there it is. I have to hit command, I apologize. If you hit command, notice how I can select on a key object. So that's with command held down right now. This will allow me to know that if I'm gonna go here, I want to center it to this object. Isn't that neat? So now if I do a center and a center, amazing, check it out. It'll center it right to that object. If I did it without key object on, check it out. It just will randomly pick a place to kind of center it up. Isn't that interesting, right? I say random, typically it's an align to functionality with this and transform, etc. But that's the difference. I just wanted to call that out. The align to is really neat, key object. So try that again with me. Even if you do this, everyone, you have your circle in place here, right? Do this and draw a circle up over here. Don't matter where it is. There we go. Okay, you got a little circle up here. Don't even care what size it is. Command, marquee select. Good, so we have both of those circles selected. I want you to align to key object, yeah? Notice the key object right here, notice how it defaulted to the little one. If I go to center, center, hey, check it out. It's actually going to the center of this object. Cool. I don't want that. I want align to key object and make it the big one. Command, click, then align. And if you're like, dude, why would you do that to me? Don't worry about it. I'm just showing it to you. If you use it, cool. If you don't, that's all right too. And notice it's not even centered anyway. I just did that to get us close. I'm going to bump it down a bit. You guys are like, all that for that. I know, right? So there we go. Now let's have a look at this. I've got Command Y for a second. I've got, and hit D key. There we go. So select, hit D. That'll default. Get us back to just white stroke, white fill. Good. Now, you ready? This is where the minus front comes into handy. what we're gonna do is by minusing front, it will in fact cut out, and let me just actually get rid of our stroke here for a second. And maybe I'll just go here and make this, right, make it like that. So just to kind of show or illustrate it. So there we go, we have these shapes. Oh, stop it. If you hit the X key, that swaps back and forth between stroke and fill, which is kind of nice. That way you don't have to kind of always go up to this arrow and swap them or click here and make it forward. The X key will allow me to just get into my fill. I can then change it, okay? If you can't remember that, don't worry about it. I just wanted to do this to illustrate what we have here. We have an object on top of an object, right? Minus front is right here, and this is a really nice one to use because what that will do is it will knock out a hole and make a donut for us. You ready? Select on those two objects and hit minus front. Cool. What you'll find all is, check it out. I just hit command and move it around. You should be able to see now the outline through, right? And you can see the picture through. Isn't that neat? So this is known as a compound path, okay? It's telling me that it's using a shape, and it now has created one unified piece. Yeah, cool. All right, we'll get into compound paths a little later, but really handy to know. Now that's gonna be blue, we know, but I'm not quite there yet. What I'd like us to do is let's duplicate this like so, okay? So we're gonna do command option click and drag. We now have a duplicate, right? Now in this case, we may want to go here, and I'm gonna lay this in. I'm gonna manually just squeeze it with my pulleys side to side, up and down. Now check it out. I am finding though that after doing this, it's not bad. I'm not sold on this. The reason being is these circles are different, and by doing it this way, it's not working for me. So get rid of that all. I don't like it. So I want to do it one more time. You ready? Circle. And maybe we'll show you a different way that we can go about this as well. Let's go in, grab a circle, just hit command with your circle on. Remember, that's your black arrow. Good. Let's get this in place. I'm finding they're just too different that I can't just duplicate it, okay? Which is fine. I'm gonna go in, just do this on a manual sense. You ready? Let's try it this way. Another way that we can go about this. We have this one selected. So just delete that out of there and just do this, follow along with me on this one. Command C, Command V, we know does a duplicate, right? Command C, Command V, paste. Now, I'm gonna do a Command C. Everyone do a Command C with me. That's copy. We have the ability to edit, paste in front. Amazing. This is your Command F, which I use over and over again. Now Command F, Command C is copy, Command F is to front. What you now have done in essence is pasted it directly on top of itself, which is amazing. This is really helpful if I want to create a circle within this circle. And what I can do here is grab it from Option. So hit the Option key, hover over top of the corner, click, and start dragging inward. Woo, yay. Okay, isn't that nice? Now, as I'm dragging in, woo, right, we can go outward, of course, with Option held down, woo, in and out, whatever you want. As we're dragging, though, hold Shift, woo, yeah, that's better. And now, drag and get that right on the money. I know it's a little off, but you know what? I don't care. I think that's closer, right? You could, in theory, even though, maybe bump this down a bit. Yeah, you know what? We should probably duplicate it as per the drawing is, right? Anyway, there we go. We got it. You're like, dude, I just draw circles. Okay. Now, we have the same issue here, though, right? We've got this on top of this. Let's try this. Again, you have your minus front. I'm going to show you the shape builder tool. You ready? And we'll be utilizing this along with the Pathfinder. And it's just a beauty. I use the short key for this one. It's Shift M. I don't expect you to remember that, but the shape builder's here underneath your transform tool. It's amazing. Hover over top right now, all with your shape builder on over here, or Shift M if you want to hold Shift down and hit the M key, as in Mary. Check it out. If I want to unite an object, notice I have an arrow with a plus. Click, drag, done. United instantly, okay? I can select on these objects. Click, drag, united instantly. Neat, eh? As mentioned, that then will get us to a united state. I'm going to show you the tip, though, that I want to show you. That is the remove. Because what I need to do is knock this out, right? I need to knock it out. I don't need to create a new one. So what we can do here all is hold Option down with our shape builder tool. And again, if you're like, dude, I'm not going to remember this, just practice it. It's awesome. Option, hover over top of the inner portion of the circle or of that circle. It'll come up with a minus. And if we click right now, oh shit, you have to have both selected, of course. That's a trick. So make sure you have both of those selected. Option, click, instant knockout. How cool is that, right? So check it out. Same as minus front, only it was a tool that we did it with. The benefit to doing something like this is, well, there's a few benefits. It doesn't group it, so it becomes it automatically, shift. So Shift M, try that. Option, click. Nice. In this case, sorry, it will group. In some terms, it may not, depending on what you're doing or dealing with. Now, let's unite these two together. Okay, good. So circle, circle, right? Unite is here, and you can click on Unite. Amazing. You now have this done up. Now, if you're finding that this gets in your way, hit the P key. That'll get us back to pen tool, or the M key, or the L key, any key, and that'll just get us back, right? So that we're not in that M or shape builder. Shape builder is nice, but it can get irritating when you're in it because it wants to, do all that fun stuff. So that was the unite all. If you want to try this, Shift M with both selected, check this out, Option click, that'll get rid of a little piece. Neat, eh? Or what else can we do? Well, in this case, not a whole lot. We can combine them, and that'll do that. Or we can go here, combine just those pieces, and now we have a cutaway. Check that out. Neat, eh? Sorry, that is the benefit to using the shape builder, is it won't create a grouping. And what I mean by that is, try this with me, just select on that one and that one, okay? Marquee select, so Command, click, get both of them selected like so. Here's your shape builder tool. As mentioned, you can create a new, right? And that will create new, right? I can go here, create new. And now what I'm doing here is I'm just creating a new shape. So there's my instant divide, okay? Now, another beauty about this is if I go here, click and drag, instant unite on this piece or merge. Check it out though, the beauty about this is it creates two separate objects. What happens is with Pathfinder, it'll group it as one object. So you then have to go in object ungroup, it gets a little irritating. So that's one of the benefits to the shape builder tool. If you can commit the shape, or you can kind of just play around with the shape builder tool as you're working all, it will make your life really easy, okay? Especially next semester when you're getting into this type of drawing, okay? Now, what do we got to do? Yay, I think we're good all. Check it out, right? You want to try your shape builder? We can go ahead and select, zoom out for a sec, select on all of it. You ready? Click, drag, boop. That's selecting that little gear, and boop. Notice it's selecting the in-between area where our gear was meeting our body, and keep going. Boop. Hey, check it, let go. You've now created a unite, right? You can do it that way, or of course you can go up and unite, however you want to do it. But I want you to maybe practice that shape builder because it can be really handy when you're doing quick knockouts, okay? Instead of, all right? We're gonna take a break. I think it'd be good. We've officially got our blue done up, right? It's currently green. We'll come back and colorize this, later on. But for now, let's pause that. Are we still in it? Hey, not bad. Good job, all. You're doing well. Okay, we're getting it okay? All right.